beloved President Obama is not keeping his word about fucking with the dispensaries.
Oh.
President Clinton, whatever your name is, who's the president now, they're all the same.
Don't mess with the gas station.
Mr. Obama, if you do not support medical marijuana, we will not vote for you in 2012. You lose a large constituency of the youth. Really? To me, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah. We can hear you.
The most important issue to me is marijuana legalization. I mean, I care about all the other shit, but I care about this issue more than any other issue. And I declare, I am running for U.S. Senator. I'm going to run in the Democratic primary.
Marvin, 2012!
Against our beloved Senator Debbie Stabenow.
Yeah.
My platform is simple: end marijuana prohibition.
Hell yeah!
And party. You support me. All I ask is you don't shoot me. I got a lot of people out there. If you're a friend of Marvin, say yeah!
Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you, Marvin!
That's because you're right there. Okay, folks. Okay, here, now it's on. We're about halfway through our rally. We still got some more speakers coming up. One of the things I like to do is remind folks how we got where we're at today. And one of the things you need to understand is back in the late 30s, when Harry Anslinger was out there telling his lies. Oh, Harry Anslinger's great, man. He's one of the greatest comedians I've ever heard. This guy said some shit that just makes me roll with laughter. I even brought a few of them. Harry Anslinger said, you smoke a joint and you're likely to kill your brother. I don't have a brother, I got a sister. He also said, wait, this stuff doesn't even make sense. Reefer makes darkies think they're as good as white men. Who would want to be as good as a white guy in 1937? It's embarrassing. My favorite of all time. I mean, this one just makes me flip. There are 100,000 total marijuana smokers in the U.S. Most are Negroes, Hispanics, Filipinos, and entertainers. Their satanic music, jazz, and swing result from marijuana usage. Obviously, you never heard of hip-hop. Wait, this is where it gets great. This marijuana causes white men to seek sexual relations with Negroes, entertainers, and any other.
That's what I'm talking about.
And wait a minute, if this shit really could make that happen, don't you think black people would have bottled it? Who cares about Mary Walker and her $1 million? This shit would have been everywhere. It's lies like that from the 30s that we still are fighting against today. So keep that in mind. Next up, we've got one of Ann Arbor's local unknown heroes. This guy wrote a book back in 1965. I wasn't even born yet. Well, if you can't hear me, it's because you're standing too close. Those people in the back don't get it, right? I hope so. Turn it up! Our next speaker is the author of a book called Pot, a Marijuana Handbook.
Dave!
I think he knows what he's talking about.
Dave!
Mr. John Rosebeer.
Okay. Marijuana lovers of Michigan, welcome.
let's have a mantra. The mantra would be grow hemp. Repeat. Grow hemp! Let's talk about, before we get into more about this, let's talk about our ancestry. Can you hear? Louder.
It's really sad.
Yes, the sound you have to get real
When I was walking up here, maybe 15, 20 feet away.
There you go.
Touch it, kiss it. It's not working. Can you hear me now? Yes. Yes? All right. 300 years ago, when there weren't this didn't exist, the white man came over to this country and he killed all the Native Americans. And then he tore up their orchards and tore up their gardens. And then he killed their buffalo. Those are our ancestors. Those are your parents, grandparents who did that. We can't forget that we're genocidal. Now, we step ahead. Here we are. Now, we've established a brotherhood. We've got speakers that talk about the medicine, talk about the earth. We've got to remember that there are certain, you might say, rules or standards. Set and setting. What is set and setting? Set is what's in your mind. Setting is where you are. You've got to think about who your friends are, what they're like. You've got to bear in mind that there's a good part of your life that could be in the morning when you have cannabis and caffeine. Okay? Now, can you hear me? The country was built on stolen labor. Let's not forget that.
Truly labor.
Truly labor.
No one can hear you!
That's because you're right in front of them.
Nobody in the back can hear you!
Let's take a moment, and I want to hear a loud applause for the gentleman who put this together, for Mr. Adam Brooks. What's the mantra? Grow hemp! Grow hemp! Here's the book I wrote, 1965, then went to the penitentiary in 1966 and got published in 1967. The reason for the writing was because in 65 I got acquainted with a few marijuana smokers and they were like cool people. And the reward that was given was 1 to 10 years. So that's over. All right, we're out. We're out. It's time to, okay, we're restless, let's go. Let's bear in mind a few rules. One of the rules is respect, honesty, and consideration. Those are my final words. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Next up, folks, we've got
Getting all
some
the people back here.
big thank yous. Actually, no, we're going to do this differently.
Uh-oh.
The next speaker, folks, was a student here on campus for many years, helped organize the Bash in the past. He was the founder of the standing SSDP chapter at the University of Michigan and served 2 years on the National Board of Directors for that organization. He graduated with a BS in chemistry last year and now runs his own business in the medical marijuana industry. He moved to Kalamazoo to pursue these political goals in the state of Michigan and is here as a representative of the Coalition for Safer Michigan. I'd like to introduce Mr. Chris Childs.
Hi everyone. I'll do my best to shout as loud as I can because I know you guys can't hear me that well, but it's on? Can you guys hear me any better now? I'm going to try my hardest, I promise. I do promise. My name is Chris Childs. I was a student here up until a year ago. I spent my 4 years studying chemistry, but now I work in the medical marijuana industry. And I spent